Hey, what's up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Who we got in the house today, man? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. I see a couple of people that already pulled up and showed up. Man, we got a couple of things that we gonna talk about today, man. Now, what's crazy is this whole Charleston White thing. So Charleston White has been going back and forth with Jay Prince. And I don't think he's pulling any punches. I don't think Charleston White is scared of anybody in this situation. And he's letting that be well known. Because Charleston White is going out there and publicizing or broadcasting the fact that he's going to disrespect Jay Prince, he's going to disrespect mob ties, and he doesn't have any type of care in the world. Now, let me shout out my people who are showing up early, man. What's up, Nody Gang? What up? I see you, Kyle. What up, Red? Always in the house. Love from El Paso. I appreciate it. What's up, man? We in this Woody gang. I see you. Who's that? Who is Quarto or something like that? What up? Somebody else named Big Man. What's up, man? Yo, bring Bing Bong Coney Allen in the building. Bing Bong. Yo, I seen that before, yo. I seen that app. Yeah, I seen that, yeah. What was that? One man said, Bing Bong. Yo. Yo, what up, man? Appreciate you, big man. What's up, man? Who else we got in the house, man? If you from somewhere or you from a city, make sure you shout it out, man. We got a lot to talk about tonight, man. What's happening? Long way. What's up, long way, long way? Yerp, Woody, what's the word, my boy? What's up, Stacks Kennedy? What up? What up? What's up, Andre Prince? What up, man? What's up? What up? What up, man? We got OKC in the building. What's up, OKC, man? What's up, man? What up? Who else we got in the building? Someone gonna step in CS mouth. Now, when you say CS, are you talking about Charleston White? Who are you talking about, man? Jamaica in the building. What's up, Jamaica? Huh? What up? Jamaica in the building. I appreciate that. Jersey in the building. What's up, Jersey? Oak Cliff, Texas. Living reckless. What up, Oak Cliff, Texas? What's up, man? Oak Cliff, that's around Dallas area, right, man? That's a little bit of Charleston White stomping ground. Naptown in here, Chicago in here. We got the 501 in the building. What up, South Dallas? Huh? Cincinnati, Ohio in the building. What's up? Everybody in the building, man, make sure you hit that like button as you come in here. Everybody who's in here, make sure you hit that like button. Let's go. Oak Cliff, what's up? Oak Cliff, that's my hood. Yeah, I remember that song. Yeah, I remember that. I'm in CW, talking about Charleston White. You think somebody gonna shut his mouth? I don't know. If you come at Charleston White, you gonna have to come correct. Because this dude is not playing. I'm gonna keep it real, man. He seems like he is not scared. Harlem, what up? Trap Boy Freddy, my cousin, said Trailhawk, Texas, ENT. What's up, man? Yeah, we like Trap Boy Freddy, man. What's up? 616 Mongo, what up, what up? Real Oak Cliff in the door. Oak Cliff, man, I know how y'all get down, man. What's up, what up, what up, what up? Atlanta in the building, what's up? That's Young Nino, that's my Carter High School. Okay, I remember that song, man. I remember that song, yeah. That used to be a jam, I ain't gonna lie. All right, man, so let's get to what we getting to today. All right, so today we're gonna be talking about Charleston White. And we're going to be talking about how he has, quote unquote, declared war against mob ties and Jay Prince and the rest of them, man. He's not playing out here, man. Now, to be for real, Charleston White seems like he's got a chip on his shoulder when it comes to mob ties. And specifically, he's got a chip on his shoulder because of one thing that happened this weekend. So he was supposed to be doing an event for some people in... say he was supposed to help with an event for some people in Houston, right? And it's supposed to be for the kids, but that event got canceled, right? And a lot of people started running with a headline that looks something like this, right? My bad. They started running with a headline that looks something like this, all right? Talking about that Charleston White had a show that got canceled. Now, Charleston White went to social media and was refuting this, said, nah, man, I ain't have no show get canceled. There wasn't no canceled show. What was canceled was the event I was supposed to attend to for these kids, which made it look even worse, man, which made it even worse for people out there because it seemed like he was doing something on his own dime out of his own heart. And once the news started to spread, he went on a full-on onslaught against J. Prince, Mob Ties, and everybody. He said that J. Prince is working with the police down there in Houston and a lot of other stuff. Now, I did several videos about the things that he said, but he didn't end there. He actually wanted to show J. Prince and them that he was ready for war. So, man, let's actually get to that video. But before we do, if you're in the house right now, make sure you hit that like button, and also make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're in here, man. And we're going to play this video, man. And this is Charleston White basically declaring war on Mob Ties. You know what I mean? Who else we got in the house? I see a couple people. H-Town, I see you. What up, H-Town? H-Town. What up? Who else we got while this video's loading? Cincinnati, Ohio, I see you. Chicago, I see you. What's up? And it's a rather long video. I'm going to say that much too. So it might take a minute, man, before it gets loaded up. But, man, I appreciate everybody checking in on a Sunday night, man. I know it's a lot going on, man. But everybody wants to keep updated on this crazy story because it's highly interesting, you know what I mean? Harlem, New York in the building. What's up? What up? What up? Atlanta, I see you again. What's going on with my Charleston White video, man? What's going on? Taking him a moment, man. Who we got? Trill Hawk, Texas in the building. What's up? He's protected so he can talk his mess about everyone. Y'all really think that? Y'all think Charleston White has some sort of protection or somebody watching his back so he can talk whatever he wants? I don't know. It would make sense. It would make sense why he's talking what he's talking. But I don't know how well that's going to do you in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Because Charleston White definitely having some issues out there. I'm going to keep it real. You know?
Mob ties don't run. I'm telling y'all.
Okay, video want to start tripping, man. Let's see what's going on. That goes to show how long it is, man. It's a long video, man. We're just going to play it again. Now, in the meantime, while that is loading up,
Mob ties don't run. I'm telling y'all that. Them didn't cancel no show. I did not get canceled. I didn't even have a show. I didn't even have a show. Somebody tag ESG and all the Rap-A-Lot riders. Somebody get them Rap-A-Lot riders in here. Nah, that ain't Prince, nor his punk nor his fictitious mob group stopped me from coming to Houston. No, they didn't. They didn't stop them. I didn't even have a show. It was a youth mentoring day with OG1 and Miss Pal.
So that's the difference, man. He said a lot of people reported it as a show and that got canceled, and it was reported in a way where obviously Charleston White, he took it personal. He was like, man, people are saying that my show got canceled and that I was ran out of town basically by J. Prince. And obviously he has an issue with that. You know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, bro, I ain't trying to go out like that, because he stands on this thing that he'll see anybody face to face. You know what I'm saying?
J. Prince and his fictitious mob ties. Mob ties. We just right up the street from one another. I got the in the prison system. They calling my brother. Say, man, when you in prison, I wouldn't give a if Houston and Dallas and Fort Worth had a war in prison and all you killed each other. I don't give a about no inmate. You Houston in prison. Call my brother for what? You Fort Worth in prison. You Fort Worth in prison can. I don't listen to no inmate or no convict. You to you mob tie street gangsters. Ain't nobody scared of you. I'm a one-man army. J. Prince can. Mob ties, Rap-A-Lot gangsters can. You Houston can. I don't give a about none of you. It's Texas mine. I run. All you washed up rappers like ESG, sit your down if you're scared of mob ties. I ain't scared of nobody. I think all you got I'm the back.
Now, it keeps on going, so don't worry. We're not done yet. But obviously, man, Charleston White is trying to be as disrespectful as possible. Be as disrespectful as he can to Mob Ties and Jay Prince because he wants to prove to them that he's not scared of them and they can't run him out of a town. But, man, let's continue.
That is talking, walking on earth. I got one eye. I weigh 123, 25 pounds. I'll make you these words.
Now, Charleston White is not a big dude, man. And he's missing one eye. So, man, that goes into my theory of why he's so big on putting it out there that he'll see anybody or put somebody in jail, or that he boasts the fact that he's ready with his guns and stuff like that. Because, to be honest, in a one-on-one fight, man, he's in a huge disadvantage, man. With one eye, he's missing his depth perception. It's a lot going on there, man. So that's why he's my theory is that's why he's so boisterous and, loud and talking about his gun and quick to grab it. You know what I'm saying?
Shut your up, Jay Prince. I'm still talking. I made Jay Prince go snitch. I made Jay Prince go snitch on me. You talking on a murder investigation. James Prince, shut your up, and I'm talking to Senior. I bet Senior don't want to fight. I bet that Jay Prince don't want to fight.
Now, you might be getting a little ahead of himself. Now, Jay Prince, I don't know if he fights or whatever. I know he's big in the boxing world or whatnot. But like I said, Charleston White in a fight, he's in a huge disadvantage with one eye missing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's humongous, man. And I know people probably can't understand what I'm talking about unless you probably cover up your eye for longer than 4 or 5 hours and then try to, adjust to life or whatever. But nah, man, he might be just talking, man. He talks a good game, man. And dude is hilarious. So don't think I'm tripping. I like Charleston White, man. Dude is funny to me.
Better shut his up, and his son better not say nothing. Michael Prince, James Prince Jr., you better not say nothing to me. You better keep jumping on. You better keep jumping on, nigga. Cause I whoop one of you, nigga. ESG. Let me tell you something, homie. I didn't have no show. I was working with the same organization that.
Now, for those of you who don't know, ESG is a rapper who came up when Swisher House and, pretty much screwed up music was at its peak. You know what I mean? Like, he was a little bit ahead of Slim Thug and all them, but he had a hit song with Slim Thug called Ballin', man. And it was a well-known Houston anthem. Like, anybody from Houston, from H-Town, they know that song. You know what I mean? And it was during the time like 2004, 5, 6, 7, where Houston was pretty much on their run in hip-hop. Now, ESG said something to Charleston White about, Jay Prince potentially running him out of the city, and he didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? And back in the day, Houston and Dallas really didn't get along. They ain't meshed well together, Still to this day, there's a little bit of a rivalry there, but nothing to what it was back in the day, and especially in the prison system. So he's talking about, like, in jail, people are reaching out saying, hey, man, you about to cause a war between Houston and Dallas. And he's like, man, I don't care about none of that.
Works against you. James Prince got a house full of them. He got a whole house full of them. So I was working with an organization that works against an organization that houses. I ain't had no comedy show. James Prince didn't stop nothing. The city of Houston called. That's how big I am. Jay Prince used his political bribes, and everybody knows Houston Police Department is on James Prince Rap-A-Lot record payroll. Everybody know that. The Sheriff's Department is not. The Harris County Sheriff Department.
That's big, man. Think about that. Think about that, y'all. That Jay Prince has the ability to pull strings at the Houston Police Department. Like, anybody who's maybe his rival in the rap game, maybe his rival anywhere, that would weigh heavily on your decision making. And maybe that's why ESG and some of these other rappers, even though their career is over, they're like, nah, man, we gonna side with Jay Prince because it's better that than trying to go against him. You know what I mean? Now, y'all do me a favor. I see you guys getting in here. Make sure you hit that like button and make sure y'all share this live, man. We're going to be live for a while talking about this, so let's get it.
Department do not take bribe from James Prince, but everybody knows Houston Police Department take bribe from Rap-A-Lot Records, Mr. James Prince. And ain't nobody scared of you. Because the FBI want the Houston Police Department and James Prince too. Why you think Houston police keep turning the other way on all these murders? How do you think James Prince can get a police report to an open murder investigation that includes his son? And none of the stuff is redacted.
He's making a very valid point there. Like, his son was at the scene where the murders took place, where the one murder took place and the other people were shot. How in the world would he be able to get that paperwork? The paperwork that he brought on $1 million worth of game, where he put it even up on the screen. He had Wallow and Gilly put it on the screen. How in the world would he get that paperwork unredacted with everybody's name and everything? With him being able to have influence in the city, something spooky about that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
You know what I mean? Charleston White is making some good points there, man. I wouldn't keep digging down that tunnel, but he's going in the right direction. You know what I'm saying?
None of the information on this, none of this names is blotted. How can James Prince get access to that? So he working with the police, I'm working with the government. Give a fuck about James Prince or now another out of Houston. You. It's always been Dallas and Fort Worth versus Houston. Let's bring that back. Let's bring Dallas versus Fort Worth versus H-Town. Whoever. DJ Screw, Pimp C. You ain't never done for Dallas or Fort Worth.
Now, this is what he was getting a lot of calls from guys in prison. Like, they said his brother was getting calls from guys in prison still, saying that, yo, it's a lot of beef going on between Dallas and Houston because of some of the things that you're saying. You know what I'm saying? And Charleston White said he doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? He's all for that.
You ain't never used your rap career to come up here and help now. You don't come work with kids up here. I'm coming to work with kids down there. And I stand on that. It's Charleston White on mine. I don't claim no gang. I don't claim no city. I represent a nation. And I don't give a f about none of you. Me and my family got land. Got land like a and telling you.
He talking crazy now, man. He's like, man. But he's been running with this same slogan for a while. You know, that's just Charleston White's thing. He likes to put it out there that he doesn't care about what anybody has to say. But it's obvious to me, at least, that he does his research about people that he goes at. You know, he does his research, back history. He watches videos about them, all sorts of stuff before he goes after them. So it's a little bit of plotting in this. You know what I mean?
I ride around ready to go to war with any one of you. Run your up over here. I got a car full of guys ready to go to war with any one of you.
Bruh.
I got over 50.
That's wild, bro. Like, that's a lot, man. And this was what I say about Charleston White for real, bro. He's got all of this artillery, you know what I'm saying? All these different weapons. So if somebody was to come at him, like if any rapper, especially like a street dude or something, he goes to the range, bro. He shoots all the time. You really making a bad life decision if you coming at Charleston White head on, man. You would be dumb, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not encouraging anybody to go at him. Like I said, I think Charleston White is hilarious, man. He's funny. I understand how he can move to be a comedian and an internet troll and antagonist on social media and all that. But man, when it comes to like serious stuff, like street stuff and stuff like that, I wouldn't even, man, the best thing to do with Charleston White is to ignore him. But it's like the old situation that we had with that one rapper, man. It's like nobody can ignore him. They just jump in the mud with him, and he ends up winning at the end. If you do something stupid and try to make a move on him like Soulja Boy did,
bruh,
you're going to end up looking funny because it's going to go viral. You being pepper sprayed and hopefully not getting shot by Charleston White, because he's going to do a comedy show about that whole thing in his routine.
Just talking. You scared of James Prince. James Prince. His daughter. His kids. His organization. If you a mob, I'm a nation.
Bruh.
Do you hear me, ass James? If you a mob, I'm a nation. A nation ready to go to war with a mob. We'll mob your mother down, James. Shut your. You ain't shut down. Jane Prince, tell him you ain't shut down.
Now, he is really upset about those reports that came out suggesting that his show got canceled because Jay Prince put the squeeze on everybody, you know? He even said himself, though, that he reached out to the Houston PD to talk to them, to let them know he was going to be there so that way they could have somebody on hand. And they told him, yo, this is his words, you messing with Jay Prince, we can't do nothing for you, you know what I'm saying? And since then, he's been on a serious tirade.
Talk to me like you talk to them rappers. Mention my name. I disrespect you, make you throw your life away. Chump, you a chump to me. You and your clique, a mob tied. Y'all can and I'm easy to find. I'm easy to find. Let's go, S.A.
All right, man. So that was Charleston White wilding out, man, on Jay Prince and them, man. Like going off, man, based on those reports that were out there. He didn't like none of that. And basically declaring war on Jay Prince and the whole mob ties, man. So I don't know. I don't think this will ever see the streets. I'm going to be honest. I don't think mob ties and Jay Prince and them are that invested in it, even though they have been disrespected by Charleston White. They haven't been vocal about it. You know, Jay Prince put out a post not too long ago where he kind of talked around some other issues with other people grouping up against them. But to be real, they come out of these situations looking like the bad guy regardless, even if they're not. And I try to be diplomatic and not choose a side, even though Charleston White is hilarious, man. This dude is super duper funny, man. And I try my best not to pick a side. But, yo, when it comes to this situation, he really, really feels disrespected. That's why he went off on that tirade, man. And I think since he's got a show, he's in a show right now. I see he posted recently. He's going to be in Virginia. I think, man, when he gets back to Texas, he just got to stay on his P's and Q's because you never know how much you could have rattled the chain with this because he got super disrespectful in that video, y'all know. I see y'all with the laughing emojis, man. I see, man. He was going there, man. But y'all do me a favor. If you ain't here right now, make sure you hit that like button, man. Let's get them up. Let's get them way up, way up. Hit that like button. Let's go. And we're going to start shouting out. We'll do another shout out session at the end, man. But I really want to focus in and talk about all our topics today. And there is no topic bigger right now than what's going on with YSL, right? So I want to talk about, let's look at this story, right? So let's look at this story right here. And it talks about YSL Woody. Now, for those of you who don't know or been living under a rock lately, YSL Lil Woody was outed for being an alleged snitch, a rat, you know what I'm saying? Months back, like long time ago, right? He had a situation where him and his girlfriend, they both were working together, and I guess his girlfriend worked for the police department. But nobody knew the level of snitching. I didn't even know there was levels to snitching, but nobody knew the level of snitching that YSL Lil Woody was really on, man. I mean, it's to the point where this is hilarious, man, to even see. Like, dude was in there making deals, and based on what he was saying to the investigators in there in the interrogation room, that he had, prior to that, had been working with him for like 11 years or something like that. This is crazy. So all that time, 11 years back, and he's been working for the police department, and he's been under Young Thug and them for that long. Dude has been snitching.
Bruh.
They lose it, man. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. They had too much time to build a case against Young Thug, man. I'm hoping when they come in with the plea, it ain't more than 20 years, but it ain't looking good for Young Thug. I'm going to say that much, man. And we're going to get to some of these clips from the interrogation room where YSL Woody is talking about a lot of things. But I want to look at this story real quick. Now, the headline says this. It says YSL Woody allegedly went on a snitch-a-thon. Snitch-a-thon. They making up words for this. You know what I'm saying? Now, YSL Woody, also known as Lil Woody, has made the ultimate decision to cooperate with the laws. Now, I'll say this. This dude made that decision a long time ago. And I know we've seen those reports and things before where it says like, oh, this many informants are getting paid like 90 grand a year to snitch for the FBI or snitch for whatever, the government or whatever. And I always take those things with a grain of salt. I always laugh and say, man, sounds like a scare tactic to me. I think Lil Woody was on the payroll. I think Lil Woody was out here telling for the money, because when we get to the videos, you're gonna hear him like he's bargaining. He's like, "Oh, I got this information. Y'all don't know what I know. If you want this information, you got to do something for me," type of deal. You feel me? I think Lil Woody was on the payroll the whole time and right up under Young Thug. So he was out here doing interviews on, man, I'm not gonna name the platforms because that's not important. But he's got a lot of interviews out there on platforms, knowing that he was snitching and putting himself out there as a rapper. What in the Sopranos is going on here? It reminded me of that dude from the Sopranos show. If you guys have never seen it, it's a mob show where the guy started working for the FBI to tell on Tony Soprano, the boss, and he got so confused in his head that he really thought he was working for the FBI. Like he didn't have a sentence waiting for him, like they weren't holding things over his head. He started being more loyal to the FBI and to the feds than he was to his prior crew. And then they eventually found out, and they eventually, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's obviously not going to happen in this situation. But man, this dude was really, really working with the peoples. You know what I'm saying? Now, the story continues by saying you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. I guess whatever he was encountering was too much for him. And Woody has decided to help out the district attorney that has a hard, for Young Thug. I know others like Gunner have been accused of being a rat to the crew, but this is different. Woody is talking, like really talking. A video has been released to the public that's showing the extent of his conversation. Now, there's other platforms who have posted that entire video, and it's about 3.5 hours long. And the finer points sometimes get missed through the conversation, so what I did is took a couple of those clips so we could talk about it. Now, the footage shows Lil Woody giving up the goods on a murder that is about to happen. He straight up says, somebody is going to get killed tonight. This is a murder that's about to take place with some very hot people, and stuff I know right now should help me with my situation. Good Lord. On top of that, a law official in the video discloses that the DA will be informed that he's working with them. This will assuredly help him save his skin. Now, what we know about Woody is that he got arrested in 2021 for being a felon in possession of a gun. His girlfriend tried to help him out. She was a police officer at the time. She caught wind of some low-level information that there was a big indictment coming, some big indictments coming. There was a huge operation, and they were trying to close in on gangs. She found out that they were using social media to put people into these RICO indictments, and she went to immediately deleting his social media account and trying to help him out after he got arrested. Now, after that, it looks like Woody went away. You know what I'm saying? I think he was still doing interviews, like portraying himself as a rapper out there, but I can't believe dude was this delusional that he was living so much of a double life. Like he was like, really doing interviews out here, like in 2021, 2020 and all that, knowing he was on the payroll with the feds and the local PD, he was one of their informants, man. Now, remember that Boondock skit where they were talking about, at every family picnic, at every black gathering, there's at least, 25% snitches in there. I believe it now. I believe it now because the duality of that, like, to be all up in Young Thug and them's face and stuff. And he mentions that in one of the things, in one of the clips that we're going to see. He says, man, knowing what I did, I got to talk to them or whatever. And I don't feel sorry for him because, you make your bed, you lie in it. But that's crazy to me. That's almost like some old, I don't want to say like, let me not mention a medical condition, you know what I mean? But that's like living two different lives for real, man. It's crazy. Now, it also says that on top of that, a law official in the video disclosed that the DA will be a blah, blah, blah. Okay. He did not give up all the goods, but Young Thug's name was mentioned. For the most part, he does not give up exact names. The clip really be yoked coming out of proverbial egg. YFN Lucci is about to go on trial for murder, and he has accused thugger too? Is that snitching too? And we'll see what's up, man. So let's do this. Let's look at some of these clips. Let's look at these clips. Cause this is almost not amazing, because it's not a positive thing. You know what I mean? I'm not a street dude. I don't care too much about any street stuff or anything like that. It doesn't move me at all, right? Like I don't care either way. It's interesting to report on and talk about. But the level of snitching this dude Lil Woody was on, man, is for the record books, man. So let's check this out.
Who's involved?
Everybody. Every single body from drug, it was everybody involved.
Like who? You're not, I can't see that.
Y'all want the most, the information that I give y'all the information, y'all be like, okay.
That's not true. I've never done that, so you don't do that.
But you're not telling me how you can help me, even though
I'm telling you.
You promise me nothing, but if I gotta go sit in jail and do time, you know what I mean? Like,
I didn't say that. What I'm saying is, well, I can't make it any clearer, Woody. I've never.
Now, right here, he's bargaining. He's letting them know, like, hey, if I got to go sit in jail and do time, I can't be out here giving y'all this good information.
Bruh.
Wild, man. Wow.
I've never screwed you over.
so this way I have Quay Savage.
Mm-hmm. Which Savage?
Yes. It's crazy.
21 Savage?
No.
44 Savage?
Yes.
Now, he named somebody specifically. Unlike that news article I was just reading, he said Quay Savage. And she said, which Savage? 21 Savage? He was like, no. She said 44 Savage. He was like, yes. Now, let's dial back. When 21 Savage first broke on the scene, I don't know if you guys can go back this far, but remember that he had an interview on a very big platform where he talked about how they each got a number, I believe. Like they each number themselves or something like that. So I'm guessing 44 Savage is somebody from 21 Savage crew. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. It sounds like he just really gave up somebody from 21 Savage's crew right there in 4K. Or that ain't even 4K. HD we can call it, right? But let's continue, man.
Okay. They're gonna do what?
They going to the club tonight.
And how do they get this information from him?
Bruh. Man, dog, he giving out their club schedule. Like, yeah, they going to the club tonight. Like, this is crazy, man. Man, if you in the streets, if you living that life, watch yourself, man. Don't be, man, watch who you texting, watch who you giving your information to, because this is crazy. Like, they going to the club tonight. You know what I mean?
But to me, I had to get it from him. Shit, I heard right there when he said it.
But I'm saying, like, how does he communicate to them?
Yeah, FaceTime. Because they think FaceTime can't be months.
Okay, and this came out in the court case. Y'all heard that, right? And I know we breaking down every inch by inch of this. So, man, grab you a seat and a frosty beverage because we got several clips to talk about. Now, y'all heard him right there, right? She said, well, how do you know this? He was like, FaceTime. He was like explaining. And this came out in the court case that Young Thug and them were under the impression that if they FaceTimed each other, that somehow the end-to-end encryption worked better. Like you could FaceTime somebody and they couldn't record it and turn it over to anybody. You know, you were good to go just as long as you had an iPhone. And I believe in the report it said that the iPhones that they used to communicate throughout the gang were all wiped of every app. Like every app was taken off of the phone. And you could only use FaceTime, right? And I don't even know if you could use iMessenger, but you could use FaceTime specifically. So that way they could send out instructions between YSL, the alleged gang, right? And he's giving up the goods saying that, yo, they so stupid. And that's his words. He called his own crew stupid. So that goes to show, man, a snitch ain't got no love. Well, I don't know if he's a snitch. An alleged snitch ain't got no love or no loyalty in his heart. He said these dudes are so stupid. And this goes back to the psychology. And I hate to bust in the middle of this. This goes back to the psychology of building a good snitch, a good rat. You know what I'm saying? He thinks that he really works with them or that he's an independent businessman brokering a deal with them. And it forces him to hate his own crew. It forces him to not like Young Thug and them, the people he actually came in the game and is actually trying to live off fame of, man. Craziness, man.
Bruh.
But let's continue, man.
It's stupid. Every last one of you need to talk on FaceTime.
Like who?
Though he told him don't communicate with me, so he communicated with me through somebody else.
Through who?
I'm not doing none of that.
See, he's withholding certain information. And he said that Young Thug communicates with one other person who communicates through the FaceTime with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And she said, with who? And he said, I ain't doing all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right now, this nigga here is so smart, he moving different. It's hard to keep up with how he moving.
What do you mean?
So he not moving how he used to move.
You see what he's doing here? He's still brokering himself a deal. He's like, yo, y'all need me on the streets because Young Thug, he ain't moving how he used to move. He's moving different. And if you don't have somebody like me in the inside, you're not going to be able to, track his movements because he's moving different. It's a selling point, man. This dude is selling this whole thing to them, man. And I don't know if they going for it. It seems like they're listening to each and every word that he's spilling. But dude, talk about looking out for yourself and yourself only, man. This is crazy.
He moved different. But he want this nigga so bad that he's back reckless.
Why he want him so bad?
Because
he almost told right there. He almost told something right there. Every time I watch this, and I've seen it several times now, because we're about to do a video. Right there, they asked him. He was like, he went back on his statement. He says, now he's back kind of moving reckless because he wants him so bad. And it sounds like he's talking about he wants YFN Lucci, that Young Thug wants YFN Lucci out of here so bad. And the detective says, why does he want him so bad, right? And then he almost spills the beans, and he's like, shakes his head. There's a lot of rumors about why Young Thug was on YFN Lucci's head so tough, A lot is about, different back and forths as far as shootings and things like that. Dissing of the girlfriends was a big thing. But right there, YSL Lil Woody was about to give up the goods. Why Young Thug wanted YFN Lucci up out of here so bad. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting, man. So let's continue.
That's the thing, you got to educate me, boy.
I've never burned you.
Y'all ain't guarantee me.
Well, I'm going to say, we can't guarantee you anything.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just wasting my time.
Well, you're not wasting your time.
Man, listen, God. Mm-hmm. I go around the I hear them talk stupid. I tell you, I said, they're going to get you.
You said what?
I told them they're going to get you.
Who, Doug?
Yeah, I told you.
Like the police? Or?
Yeah, I said, the feds going to get you. I said, all that shit you doing, they're going to get you.
Now, I believe that he probably did tell Young Thug that. Told him like, yo, the feds, they going to get you, man. They coming and they going to get you. I wonder at that time, did Young Thug even take into consideration what dude was saying? Because we're talking about a time when Young Thug was one of the biggest stars in the world, right? One of the biggest stars in hip hop. A feature from Young Thug is a blessing. Like, he's on top of the world as far as rap is concerned, right? I wonder if he took that into consideration. I would. If somebody came up to me and said, Fed's gonna get you. They gonna get you. I would take that into consideration. But YSL Lil Woody was so low on the totem pole, even though he was in the direct crew, maybe Young Thug didn't register what was going on. Maybe he was, his mind was somewhere else because of whatever. But man, sometimes you get a warning and you don't know where it's coming from. As soon as I would have heard that, I'd have been like, well, why? How do you know? How do you know that they coming for me? And Lil Woody would have been out the crew.
Bruh.
But it is what it is, man. Let's go.
And what did he say?
He be like, I know.
So you don't care?
No, you don't. He ready. He laughed, said, I know. I told him, I said, they're going to get you. I said, you put all this shit in there, get on fuck by no cop, change this right here, they don't like it. They're going to get you. They're going to watch you for 5, 6, 7, 8 years.
Paid $2 million to the lawyer for all the killings, all that stuff.
I told him that. They're going to watch you. As long as they're going to watch you, they're going to get you. They told me, shit, I remember I come out of the show in Florida, got them bitches lined up.
Man, this dude's, telling or truth telling. Man, bro, the level of this is crazy to me. Like, okay, he said basically, yo, they gonna get you. And he said Young Thug responded like, man, I'm ready for it, man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? A lot of street dudes think like that. You know, a lot of them. You know, I'm not a street dude. I don't live that life, but you've talked to them in your life, you know, growing up or whatever. A lot of them think like that. They like, whatever, man. They so living for today, man. When Young Thug had a reason to be living for tomorrow, for the next 10, 20 years, building a dynasty, you know what I mean? And it seemed like even the snitch, or some people would call a rat in his house, was trying to give him words like, yo, man, you got to stop doing all this, man. All right, man, let's continue, because we got several clips. Oh, y'all do me a favor, man. I appreciate everybody in the building, you know what I'm saying? But I need y'all to hit that like button like it ain't nobody's business, man. Let's go, man. Let's go. We should be up there. Let's go. All right, so let's get back to it.
I mean, somebody called and said the feds outside, they were lined up. I know. You know what I mean?
Okay, listen, I'm gonna give you a number. I want to find a way that if we want to come talk to you about getting you some help.
I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna talk at jail at all, because I'm telling you, my life is on the line. You don't understand how it made me feel when I go around. The truth. When I go around the door, I know what I done.
Y'all heard that part? He said, my life is on the line. And when I go around Young Thug, I know what I've done. Like, I know that I'm telling on them. I'm actively working against them. You know what I'm saying? And that always gets me, especially like I use The Sopranos as an example, but other shows are a good example of that. And especially like, you know, based on crime dramas and stuff like that. Because they usually have ex-detectives and people write on those shows or consult on those shows and talk about how they turn somebody into a YSL Woody. How they make somebody turn on their own people to the point where they almost even angry at their own people, but simultaneously setting them up in the background. You know what I mean? You had every reason not to be mad at Young Thug, because he's giving you all sorts of opportunities just being around him. But in order to save himself, he feels like he's got to work with the people who hold the power, man. And that's the big point in all this. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, not a snitch. There you go, man. Let's go.
So I don't want to be around him because of guilt. That's why I don't be around. Cause I be afraid. I can't look at the nigga in the eye because I be like, yeah, this nigga know. That's why I don't go around. I don't even want to tell y'all that. That's why I can't sleep at night.
Yeah, and that makes sense. And based on a lot of things that have been said about that, you know, it's just, he's got to be around them knowing that he's telling on them. That's got to feel, the weight of that got to feel crazy. Now, I don't feel sorry for him at all, because he chose that as opposed to taking his original sentence. He's been doing this for what, 11 years, the rumor is, or reports are saying, right? 10 or 11 years he's been an informant or whatever. It all started with that first charge that he would have taken. You know what I'm saying? If you've been doing this for 10, 11 years, bruh, you would have did time for whatever you got caught for the first time, and it'd be all over. Like, you wouldn't even be in this boat. You feel me?
Because I know him. I know what I don't say. I know the information that I gave. Y'all sit here and play like this shit ain't available. It's all y'all want.
All right, so in that clip, you learn a lot about YSL Woody's outlook on what took place with him and YSL and why he felt the need to tell on Young Thug. But man, let's look at some more clips, man. I want to break these all down.
Investigator Flores can't offer you anything. We can let the district attorney's office know and down there that you were cooperating.
The information I had, they want to hear right now.
Now, he's basically saying that, yo, the information I got, they're going to want to know this right now. Painting a picture of why he's still important. You feel me?
I mean, we can pass it to them.
You saying you can pass it to them. I'm thinking something going to happen today.
What's going to happen?
What's going to happen?
Somebody's supposed to get killed tonight.
Whoa. Bruh. Yo, homeboy said, yo, something about to happen today. Somebody's supposed to get killed tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, let's go.
Who?
You know who.
I don't know who. But who, there's so much going on in the city, I don't know who. You're going to have to...
You sit down.
There's so much.
I told y'all enough right there now.
And he's still making a deal, man. He's looking out for himself. Whatever they holding over him or whatever arrest, I'm assuming this was from the arrest in 2021 where he got arrested for having a weapon in a car. You know what I mean? And he's pretty much making a bid for him to stay on the streets. But everything points to he was probably a paid informant for like years underneath Young Thug and them's nose.
But Woody, you said that.
But you think about it, people die every day in the city. If you can't be specific so we can do our job and save a life, you can't help yourself unless you save a life.
I'm just let me tell you something. I went to the feds.
And what did you tell me about going to the feds?
This is a murder that's about to take place with some very high people. And the stuff that I know right now, you know what I mean, should be able to help me get out of my situation.
Now, he said, for those of you who didn't catch that, he said, the stuff I know right now should help me get up out of my situation. Like, let it be known that the information I got is so hot, I should be able to get up out of whatever issues that I got going on right now, man.
Bruh.
This is wild, man. And you can tell that he's done this before many a time. His leg is shaking and all that, but he's trying to weigh his options and see to how he can protect himself. And Young Thug, this lets me know that Young Thug and them, man, they was moving real sloppy out there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not a street dude. I don't know street moves and how you should move exactly, but based on everything that you see in media, you would think that if somebody was a quote unquote criminal organization, they wouldn't even, there would be some way to sniff this guy out. You know what I'm saying? All the clues seem to be there. Even though on the flip side, he was putting on a pretty good front. Like I said, during the whole time he was an informant, he's doing interviews with well-known platforms, professing that he's a rapper, trying to put himself out there as a rapper and all that. So that's borderline crazy, man. But crazy, man. It lets you know that Young Thug and them, their ship wasn't as tight as it probably should have been.
You know what I mean? I'm not bullshit. You know, the last information I gave y'all was right. That was just true.
Right. Okay. And then the only thing you went to jail for last time was the gun you had in Dunbar Wreck. That's it. And
you heard that? Now, she said the only thing you went to jail for last time was the gun that you had. So that lets you know that this video was after the gun arrest. Was after he got caught with the gun with his girlfriend and stuff like that. And his girlfriend had to resign from being an officer and she was originally arrested or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Because she said the last time you only went to jail a little bit for the gun. So, man, that should be a clear sign. If a dude keep going in and out of jail, back and forth in and out of jail, and he ain't doing those super long stretches, something up, bruh. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
I'm mad Young Thug and them ain't sniffed that out like a bloodhound. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, this dude keep getting locked up. Last case, he was on the news. How is he still here in front of us, dog? And he's the one who's telling me they gonna get you. Man, I almost at this point can't feel sorry for Young Thug and them, man.
what did you tell me about going to jail for 5 years? What did that do?
It did, but it
What did it do?
Still.
And guess what, Woody? What happened the other night when you were on Instagram Live and agonizing everybody and you left and went to 656? What happened at that apartment complex 2 hours later?
Man, they really on his heels. You hear that? So he was on Instagram, and I guess he was antagonizing people. Maybe he was dissing some ops or whatnot on Instagram. And the police, they monitor everything he does because he's allegedly an informant or allegedly a snitch. So they caught wind of the fact that he was online dissing ops and antagonizing people. That's why, man, I always thought that was weird anyway. Dudes get on social media, be like, yeah, the other side, all this. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, the police have to be watching this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you on social media like, yeah, over there on the other side of town and all this. Yeah, all them dudes on this parkway and all that. You know what it is. You know what we did last week. Like, man, come on, man. Come on, bruh.
Bruh.
Hey, dudes who do that, they must be dry snitching or snitching some way. You know what I'm saying? That's craziness, bro. That's craziness, you know? But they said that he was doing something similar. So Young Thug and them thought, oh, he really repping. And dude at the whole time is a full-blown informant probably, allegedly.
You seen that shit?
Okay, what do you think was the reason for that?
I'm still trying to figure out.
I'll tell you what it was. You on Instagram calling everybody out saying,
yeah, and the detective, she put it on him, said, yo, You on Instagram calling everybody out allegedly led to somebody else getting what I'm assuming is shot or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And this is crazy, man. This dude was really on some deep cover stuff, man. Are they gonna make a TV show about this? Somebody call 50 Cent. Like, dude, this dude was really, really deep cover, bro. Like, you on live dissing ops and stuff like that, knowing that you are an informant, that is wild to me, man. That's wild.
I can go sit in pre-trial, right street, and get right back out and FaceTime them right in your face and let you hear these because they think that FaceTime can't be monitored, which they stupid. Every last one on FaceTime. So he told him don't communicate with me, so he communicated with me through somebody else.
Did y'all catch that? He said Thug's lawyer told him don't communicate with me. Maybe Young Thug's lawyer was caught wind that, yo, buddy right here was telling. You know what I'm saying? Because he said Thug's lawyer told him don't communicate with me. And he said they're so dumb. See, that's what I mean. Like, they make these dudes, like these dudes who are informants, they be having animosity against their own crew or against their own homeboys. They look at them as the enemy when the person who's pulling the strings, using you to pull the strings, is really the person who doesn't have your best interests at heart. But, you know, if he's getting paid, you know, it is what it is.
I'm not doing all that. Because you already telling me.
Listen, we're telling you that the district attorney's office is who will let you know we had a meaningful conversation with you. We spoke to them.
Well, I'm trying to tell you right now.
And I'm trying to tell you, I can't just bring them.
Earning points with the DA's office, knowing that the DA's office are the ones who are out for Young Thug, or on top of, or on his head right now. You know what I'm saying?
Just what you did.
Y'all can catch them in the act. Y'all can do that. Right now, this nigga here is so smart that he moving different. It's hard to keep up with how he moving.
What do you mean?
So he not moving how he used to.
He's just basically making a case for them to use him or for him to stay on the street and for him to keep working for him, man. This dude's a piece of work, man. This is wild, man. This is wild.
So I'm still gonna do my fucking job. But I ain't putting your fucking life on the line to do it. Because I don't do that shit.
Now, what's crazy is this guy that he's talking to right here, right? He allegedly has a relationship with this dude that spans 11 years. So allegedly, YSL Lil Woody has been an informant for 11 years, bruh. 11 years, bruh. That, man, what?
Bruh.
It's crazy, man. Crazy.
I promise you that. Alright?
You help me, I help you.
Okay. That's what I'm gonna do.
I give you everything I got.
Okay. But I don't do shit illegally. So we're gonna...
I just want to finish this. Man, listen, man. You know what I mean? I can even tell y'all what I have done. I shot 2 people.
Well, that's okay. Let me...
Wow. Like, this is the point, dude telling on himself. Now, in case you guys missed that part, this is the drum roll moment.
Bruh.
Dude told on himself. He said, yo, I shot 2 people. Remember, the detective, this is the guy he has a relationship with. He's been working with this guy for over 10 years, right? He brought him in the room to talk to him in private and have a discussion that he didn't want to have with the other detectives because the other detectives don't have that relationship with him. And as soon as he would have said that right there, they would have said, get on the wall, put these handcuffs on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because he basically snitched so much that he's telling on himself. Now, I can't say he snitched. Allegedly snitched. I don't know if you classify this snitching. Depends on what you classify snitching. But he telling so much that he told on himself, bruh. He basically told them, this dude right here, like, yo, man, I shot 2 people. This dude was living so deep cover, it amazes me to a point. Because like in the last video, they even said you caused a problem when you was on Instagram dissing your ops and stuff like that. Knowing that you're an informant, why in the world would you be doing all this still? because you think in the end you always gonna find a way out of it. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what you say about Gunna, it was never probably to this level. Because let's be real, Gunna's an artist. He had to really be out there in the studio doing his thing. Say what you want about what he did. But what YSL Lil Woody is something totally different. A whole nother level of what people would consider, quote unquote, snitching, man. So let's go.
No, I know this. I'm just saying. Those are two of my friends. Yeah. I ain't did nothing to nobody.
So I'm still gonna do my fucking job. But I ain't putting your fucking life online to do it. Because I don't do that shit. I promise you that. Alright?
You help me, I help you.
Okay. That's what I'm gonna do.
I give you everything I got.
Okay. But I don't do shit illegally. So
I just want to finish this.
He locked that door hard, didn't he? Now the detective let him know, I don't do anything illegally. You know what I'm saying? Trying to clear himself. He knows the camera's on. So he's like, nah, I don't do anything illegally. And I'm not going to put your life in danger. Making sure he crosses his T's and dots his I's and let it be known that, yo, I got your best interest and the best interest of the law. You know what I'm saying? But this is the guy that YSL Woody has been working with for allegedly 10, 11 years, man. So imagine that, man. You walking around doing your daily life as a rapper, YSL, you guys meeting up in the studio. This dude is around y'all, and in the back of his head, he knows for a fact that he's been working with the law since y'all known him, man. He's almost like he's implanted in your crew just to break y'all down and bust y'all, man. Wow, man. Wow.
Bruh.
Man, listen, man. You know what I mean? I can even tell y'all what I have done. I shot 2 people.
well, that's okay. Let me.
His whole mood changed. He said, I shot 2 people. So dude was still living the street life, but really out here this is crazy, man. This is some crazy stuff.
No, I know this. I'm just saying. Those are 2 of my friends. Yeah. I ain't did nothing to nobody did. None of that. He's outside.
He's over there.
Yeah, 12 hours talking to but I should have told you, I'm sorry. So.
All right, man. That's it, man. That's
I'm
it.
still gonna do my fucking job. But I ain't putting your
I don't want to overdo this, man, or talk about this too much. But this is one of the craziest situations I have ever seen of a rapper who basically, you know what I'm saying, was living a fraud. And not in a fraud in the way that we would typically think of a rapper living a fraud, right? We would think of a rapper proclaiming that he did things that he didn't. Nah, this is a whole nother level of that, man. There was some real movie stuff. YSL Woody was out here dealing in street business. He even admitted himself to the police, to the dude he checks in with as an informant, that, yeah, I shot 2 people. You know what I'm saying? While still keeping tabs on Young Thug and them, man. I don't know if there's a way for people in the rap game, if you live in that street life, to beat that. Because he was in that crew so long, and he was also allegedly a snitch so long, that it's just, there's no way to figure that out unless you watch each and every move that he does throughout the day. And I'm pretty sure he's using different phones to check in with the police on some real deep cover type stuff, man. So this is wild, man. This is a wild situation, man. And I don't think it's any type of preventable. The best thing to do is be a rapper not tied to the street life at all, because obviously it has, man, there ain't no winning in that. There's somebody in each rap crew right now, I bet you, that are just like YSL Lil Woody. I bet you. They just like this dude, man. They telling, meeting up with people, somebody's holding something over their head, they meeting up with that person, like, yeah, I told you this much about dude, and then they build up an animosity against the people that they're snitching on. It's just, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. It's a wild game out there, bruh. But to see it in 4K like that, in HD, is wild. It's wild. And to hear him talk about Young Thug and him in a derogatory way, when you were on, I watched the YSL Woody interviews, man. I watched all of them when the first snitch rumors came out there. And you were acting like Young Thug had blessed your life and changed you for good, and all willing to ride that rap fame with him. But in the back end, if anything went down legally, you were ready to throw him under the bus, man. This is crazy, man.
Bruh.
I can't, man, what in the world is going on? This is some movie stuff, dog. This is crazy. Like, yo, man, I can't be that fake, man. I couldn't do it, man. It couldn't be me, man. Crazy, 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 crazy. All right, man. So we talked about two of the major stories that we were going to talk about today, right? And I appreciate everybody who showed up, but we ain't done yet. We got some more to talk about because there has been another YSL arrest, and I am not fronting. So earlier this week, this happened, and hopefully you guys can see that, man. Let me know if you don't. Huh? There were 4 gang members with alleged ties to Young Slime Life sentenced for ambush robbery earlier this week. So people who were allegedly tied to YSL were sentenced to were arrested. And one of these guys is an artist. Like, he's got several rap songs and whatnot, and they're saying that he's a member of YSL. Now, they might just be lumping him in there just to say whatever, but man, this is the headline. It says 4 gang members with alleged ties to Young Slime Life sentenced for ambush robbery. Now, you see the 4 people right here. You see the lady, the female or woman, or I don't want to mess that. You see her, and then you see these 3 guys right here. You know what I mean? And the guy right here is supposedly a rapper. You know what I mean? So let's get to the story. Now, Cherokee County, Georgia, a man who investigators say is associated with Young Slime Life, a Yarborough Park Crips street gang, is facing additional charges following his conviction for an ambush armed robbery in 2019. His 3 co-defendants were also sentenced. So how in the world did they get them from... Okay, so they're claiming that the guy, his name is A. Johnny Harris. They're claiming this guy is a member of YSL, but he's also a Crip with the Yarborough Park Crips. You know what I mean? Now, they're also saying that Yomani Harris had robbed somebody with these 4 people right here, right? Back in 2019. How did they pin him to a 2019 robbery, ambush robbery? Is this YSL Woody's work? You know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
It sounded like YSL Woody was out here working, bruh. Maybe somebody in their crew doing something too, man. But look, the story continues by saying this. It says, a Johnny Harris was charged with conspiracy to commit influencing a witness in violation of the Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act in January after evidence of a phone conversation was discovered. How did they find evidence of a phone conversation? I bet you everybody who's a rapper after this YSL Lil Woody situation is going to be looking at their crew a whole different way, man. Trying to sniff out like a bloodhound who in the world might be snitching. Because some of this stuff can't be proven without help. Like, there is no way. And to be real, a 4-year-old armed robbery comes up at the same time that YSL is on trial for a RICO.
Bruh.
I ain't saying nothing. I'm just putting it out there. You feel me? And one other point that was made. One of his charges is violation of the Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. Remember, like, man, I don't even want to go here, but man, let's keep it real. If you out here and you're on file as a member of a street gang, you're actually being looked at through that lens. You're actually your name's being submitted, sent up. Charleston White has said this. This isn't anything new. This is what Charleston White has said. Like, yo, it's not what you think it is. You know what I'm saying? So you can catch an additional charge for that. In California, it's always been like that. There's always been a gang enhancement. But other states are starting to catch on and do gang enhancements as well where they didn't before. But because gangs is a situation nationwide, it is what it is, right? Now, the story continues by saying this. Investigators say while Harris was Cherokee County Adult Detention Center, a call between Harris and another person was intercepted. In the conversation, Harris mentioned a letter with instructions regarding the armed robbery victims, investigators said. So, okay, They're saying they interrupted his conversation over a jail phone. Heard that before. Didn't believe it then. Kind of believe it now. I mean, it's a possibility. But cats usually know not to say too much over the jail phones, but maybe he didn't. Now, Cherokee County deputies executed a search warrant searching for the letter which they found. Investigators said it provided personal details of the armed robbery victims along with the plan to threaten, bribe, intimidate, and prevent the victims from testifying against him. Now, they're saying that the letter told him all that, like said all that. Like, yo, we need to bribe, threaten these people, intimidate them. That's a lot, man. Makes you understand why Young Thug and him was using that FaceTime, right? Or trying to use the FaceTime. And to be honest, the detectives didn't refute what he said about what Young Thug and him was doing with the FaceTime. But also it says this in quotes. Johnny Harris not only failed to take responsibility for his actions, but also worked to circumvent the system by using his status in the gang to intimidate and threaten the victims in this case. If not for the actions of law enforcement in collaboration with members of the district attorney's office, remember that, this could have resulted in further harm to the victims, said Assistant District Attorney Megan S. Hurdle, who prosecuted the case on behalf of the state. Now, they're also being loosely lumped in with YSL. They're being said that this guy right here is a YSL member or affiliate, and that he's also a member and affiliate of the Yarborough Crips. In quotes, it continues by saying, this jury, through its verdict, and this court, through its sentence, have shown our community that they will not be intimidated by criminal street gangs in Cherokee County. Now, I am not too familiar with Cherokee County, but they are putting out a lot of images here of Mr. Harris where it looks like he's a gang member. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean that he is, but that's what it looks like. Now, it goes on to say the 4 sentenced for ambush armed robbery at Cherokee County apartment. Harris was one of 4 people who were convicted in an ambush robbery that happened on the evening of July 23rd, 2019, along with Dorian McKinley, Jaden Hickman, and Rachel Merrick were arrested the next day. So I'm assuming that's all 4 of these people right here. You know what I mean? And I don't know. They look like they would never have been caught. You know? Interesting. Now, prosecutors say that Merrick invited a man she knew. Oh, here go the setup. All the dudes log in. Remember this part. Log this into your memory. Prosecutors say Merrick invited a man she knew over to Cherokee Summit Apartments on Megan Court for an alleged party. He and his friends were let into the apartment just after 10:30 p.m. Now, how many times have we seen that they've used a chick or a girl to set somebody up and get them set up for a robbery, man? It seems like common practice, and dudes still keep falling for this, bruh.
Bruh.
Nah, even better than that. Let's do this.
You're a victim. You're a victim.
Facts, man. Like, bruh, if anything seems sketchy, like a party at a house, you pull up, it ain't no music playing. Like, dog, this might be a setup. If I was in Atlanta, I wouldn't go to no house parties. LA, it's a little different, but yo, nah, man, I wouldn't play like that. Now, he and his friends, they went to the apartment at 10:30. Harris, who was waiting outside in the parking lot with a rifle in a guitar case, would storm into the apartment moments later, pointing the rifle at them. Hickman would join him, putting a gun at them. Meanwhile, McKinley took a wallet, cell phone, headphones, and shoes from the pair. So 2 guys showed up on a mission. You know what I'm saying? And all my players in the chat, y'all know what I'm talking about. You and a homie on that what is it called? Dual mission. You know what I'm saying? On a 2-man. I almost forgot it. On the 2-man, right? So they pull up to the crib, think they're gonna be hanging out with some chicks, and that's where they said Harris allegedly jumped out and put the gun to him. You know what I'm saying? And actually said, nah, give me your stuff. Took their shoes, headphones, cell phone, wallet, and all that. Now, all 4 would be taken into custody the next day. Kennesaw police say they were aware of the 3 suspects, McHenry, Hickman, and Merrick. All 3 were able to plead down their sentence, with McHenry, 21, and Hickman, 22, sentenced to 20 years with 10 years to serve in prison, and Merrick sentenced to 20 years with 5 years to serve in prison. What? Bruh, they threw the book in them.
Bruh.
20 years? Sentenced to 20 years with 10 years to serve in prison? And 20 years with 5 years to serve? Now, I know this is state level, so they'll probably be out way earlier than that. But still, they're going to have to carry that 20 other years in probation. Georgia would be wilding with that probation status. Imagine being on 20 years probation. You have to walk on eggshells for 20 years, bruh. Ain't no way. You gonna end up back in jail, bruh. Like, you gonna do something. Like, something's gonna happen because you're in a situation where you gotta go back outside. I mean, get back into into society, and you have lower job opportunities because you're a convicted felon, and you have to deal with the fact that, you live in Atlanta, people know you about your past crime, all sorts of stuff. Wow, man. I see why there's a revolving door.
Bruh.
Actually, nah, where we at? I would say, man, nah, we'll leave it alone. Now, Johnny Harris sentenced in gang-related crimes. Now, Harris, 22, was convicted for violating the Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act, armed robbery, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. He was sentenced on December 20th, 2022 to 60 years, with the first 30 years to serve in prison and remainder on probation. Wow, his life is over. At 22 years old, he just got he got sentenced to 30 years. Bruh, he won't be getting out of jail until he's 52. Given that people live until like 80 something now, that's still long enough to have about 30 years of life left. But that's way behind the power curve when you're coming out as a felon. And regardless, he's got 60 years of probation. I'm hoping Young Thug is taking notice because these guys in the headline says that they're Young Slime Life affiliates. And dude ended up getting all this time tossed at him, man. This is crazy. 60 years with a 30-year sentence having to be served? Let's just cut that in half, says he does 15. All right, he gets out, he's 37. All right, you can move and shake at 37. I'm not too much of a pessimistic person to think that. 37, you can move and shake. But man, still having that 60, the rest of those 60 years on probation, that's crazy, bro.
Bruh.
They ain't playing at Georgia. They are not playing. Hey, kids, stay away from crime, bro. Stay away from crime, bro. It is not worth it. You can get on social media, make you all sorts of money. Internet, ways of making money today. You don't even have to leave your house, remote jobs. Do not do crime, man. Please, please, man.
Bruh.
I know I sound like a goofy, and I see y'all in the chat. I be watching y'all trying to call me a goofy. You know what I'm saying? But man, do not, man. Leave the streets alone. That's a dead game. You know what I mean? Like you said, now states are picking up Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act. They're using that as like a gang enhancement. Same thing that they do in California. Now you do something, it gets enhanced. This dude was allegedly the leader of this, so he got 60 years for armed robbery. Think of that. All he got was a wallet, cell phone, headphones, and a pair of shoes. Probably robbed some square kids, some normal kids. And I hate to say square, but probably some good kids, you know? They was probably thought they was on a 2-man mission about to go mess with some shorties. Ended up getting robbed, dog. So it's a lose-lose situation for everybody because you ain't need to rob them dudes. You feel me? And now with the technology today, you're going to get caught, man. And they put you in Young Slime Life. I know if you look at this sentence and think about what Young Thug is probably going to get, I don't think, man, they might hit Young Thug with an L, bro.
Bruh.
And when I mean an L, I'm talking about that life.
Bruh.
They might hit Young Thug with that L, bro. This dude just got 60 years. Y'all hear what I'm saying to y'all. 60 years with the first 30 years to serve in prison. At 22 years old. Young Thug, I believe, is what, 31, 32 or something like that? They probably gonna hit him with that L, bro. Now, following the verdict, he entered a guilty plea to conspiracy to commit influencing a witness and other gang charges on the additional charges. he was sentenced to 20 years for these charges to run concurrent with the other case. So that means it's not an additional, it just runs at the same time for those, you know what I mean? In quotes, it says, our state leaders have enacted and supported the Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act in response, to the clear and present danger that these defendants and others pose to citizens of Georgia. Yeah, Georgia ain't playing around, man. They want Atlanta back to the old Atlanta, where everybody used to go out there, live their life, thrive in a successful community, have fun, go to Lenox Mall, no shootings. They want that back, obviously. And I don't blame them, because that Atlanta, that old Atlanta, was amazing. You know what I'm saying? Talk about black excellence. I couldn't say it much more. You know, it was amazing to see. And they doing the most because they got this act that they're using. And if you belong to any type of group, they tied him to YSL like that. They hit him with 60 years, man. So when you look at it, it almost makes you understand why Gunna and the rest of those cats with YSL took those plea deals. They got to go home and just on probation, even though their probations were like 20 years, 10 years, 5 years. Bruh, that's better than doing a 60 and 30. Forget that. And they probably gonna hit Young Thug with a 60 and 30, just like they did this dude, man. Crazy. Now they just going to spill about how this Gang Enhancement Act is working and how this is getting a lot of people a lot of time. And hopefully the message is clear, especially for the young folks out there, right? Because, man, you don't want to end up like Buddy right here. He was trying to be a rapper and do his thing, but he chose to rob the wrong squares that day and ended up finding himself in jail for 60 years. Well, a 60-year sentence, 30 years in jail. It's over, bro. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. YSL can't do nothing for you. Nobody can do nothing for you, man. You know what I mean? Y'all get them likes up, man. All right, now I'm going to move over to our next topic. And I'll say our last topic for tonight, right? And that is this right here. Hopefully y'all see that, right? Lil Durk. Now, Lil Durk had his paperwork exposed from a weapons charge that he caught, a gun case that he caught back in 2013. You're like, whoa, man, the internet detectives are really out here doing work. You know what I'm saying? Now, what's different from Lil Durk and the rest of these cats, especially Lil Woody, it looks like Lil Durk ain't tell on nobody. Because based on the information that's out there, and Lil Durk even posted this himself. And I'll bring that up. I'll bring that up in a second. But let's read this post, man, from my mixtapes. It says, Lil Durk's 2013 paperwork reveals he didn't snitch on his homie after they caught a gun charge. So his homie caught a gun charge, and Lil Durk did not tell on him. It says here in the charges, in the paperwork, it says weapon, Glock 17, semi-automatic, 9mm, serial number, whatever, inventory number, whatever, weather lighting, clear artificial light, interview, Banks, Durk. So let it be known that this is Lil Durk, right? And it had his date of birth. They redacted that. Chicago, Illinois, and then they have the IR number. And it said, report from a detective. Read the offender his Miranda rights, his Miranda warnings from memory. So basically read him his Miranda rights. The offender refused to cooperate with the investigation and requested an attorney. Interview terminated. Dated June 5th, 2013. And what's crazy about this is Lil Durk found out or saw that people were snooping on his old 2013 gun case, and he went out there and posted himself. So let me go to Lil Durk. And posted the same thing with a message. So I want you guys to see this. Yo, this is Lil Durk. This is from Lil Durk's page right here. And he wrote this. He said, just shut the up and you good. Hashtag The Voice 2.0. Basically letting it be known that he feels that if you don't say anything, they ain't got nothing. And reposted his paperwork that was posted out there. So Lil Durk is kind of rubbing it in the face of other people in other cases. Now, do I think Lil Durk is directly taking shots at Gunna and other people like that? No, I do not. But do I think he is trying to tell people that, yo, if you be quiet and ask for your attorney, things can work out for the best for you as opposed to the worst for you? Yes, I think that's the message that he's trying to get out there. And that might not be a bad message. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh.
Wrong side of it. For all those who talk about standing tall and really about that, looks like Lil Durk really has proof that he stood tall out there. To the point where he reposted this from DJ Academic's page just to show Cass that, yo, yeah, I'm about what I talk about. And when it was down, the case wasn't even on me. It was my homeboy's gun case, and I stood tall. You know what I'm saying? Craziness, man. With that, man, let's do something, man. Let's do this, man. Actually, you know what? That was our last topic for tonight. And I appreciate everybody who showed up. But, man, as many viewers as we got in here, we should have just as many likes. And what I would really appreciate is everybody hit that like button on their way out. You know what I mean? And to be real, let's do a little bit of shout outs on our way out too, man. So if you showed up late, I wasn't able to shout out your city, go ahead and put it in the chat. I'll shout it out. And I appreciate everybody who showed up. Looks like we going, who we got? We got people arguing about the NBA, the NBA All-Star game. Hey, I ain't mad at it. Who we got? Okay, I see y'all, man. All right, so everybody, man, let's get back to what we getting back. TMZ. Yeah, funny, man. I almost read that. I'm glad I didn't read that out loud, man. Mr. Wade 23. But with that, yo, this been your boy Big Man. I know we ain't been live in a while, but man, y'all showed up all right, man. You know what I mean? You know, I don't go live much, and I don't really expect as much, you know, as others would. But, man, y'all really were in full effect today, man. So do me a favor. On your way out, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. This been your boy Big Man. Peace. Oh, yeah. And shout out to Texas. Nacogdoches, Texas. Southside, D.C., shout out to Kilo Trey and all y'all. Peace.